Hello there, everybody. Welcome to a brand new little type of video. Don't know how many of these I'm going to do, but it's something that I've wanted to do and something that people have expressed interest in me doing. So I'm going to do this today. I want to start by saying big thank you to the guys on the Discord, primarily Mr. Fam, Mr. Jazz. They host a creative Minecraft server that you're seeing in the background of this video right now. I've been going on here at night and just, building randomly. So that's the clips that you got in the background. But I encourage you, for this video, is a podcast. Okay, it's just gonna be me talking. I'm recording this after I recorded the footage that you see, so I'm sitting here just chilling. I encourage you to do the same thing. Put me on in the background. Just listen to me. If you want to watch Minecraft creative building, then go for it. It's there for you in the background of the video. But this is gonna be a hopefully 20 to 30-minute video. It might run a little bit long, depending on how long it takes for me to get through all the things that I want to talk about in this video. But for the most part, I'm going to kind of just podcast a little bit. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, which is just sit and talk about various topics without having, any interlude of game in there. We do this a lot when we play the Binding of Isaac. A run starts to get out of control, so I decide to just start talking about, the best kind of sushi and there without. It's going to be a little bit different for this one since we don't have the random, I just picked up Brimstone. We got the Master Chamber and Gungeon. We made it to Hell and Spelunky. Let's be fair, that one doesn't happen too often anyway, but today, I want to talk a little bit just about life as a YouTuber, all right? Life as a YouTuber. I think it's something that a lot of people have skewed understandings of, right? You see YouTuber and you think that we are some kind of, superior being at times, or, you should think that I'm a total loser, but you sometimes think that a YouTuber, their life is so exciting, right? And crazy, and there's a lot going on, and it's super interesting. And I kind of want to just walk through what my life as a YouTuber is like. And I'll even go so far as to say a content creator in general, because I'm going to talk about Twitch a little bit during this as well. But I want to go through that. But in order to go through that, I have to kind of start at the beginning, right? Which is kind of my origin on YouTube. I've talked about this in videos before. You may or may not have seen them. We talked about them in one of the Wholesome Boys Minecraft videos. We talked about it in several Isaac videos, several streams. They're all over on YouTube. You can find them if you want to go, compare what I'm about to say to those. But I'm going to do it again here. So I started YouTube, let's see, it was 2012. So that was 8 years ago. That was when my channel, the one that you're on right this second, was founded, was 8 years ago. That's crazy. I was in 8th grade, something like that. I think it was 8th grade, yeah. But there was another channel that I was a part of when I was in 7th grade, which was now 9 years ago. That's even more insane. And it was me and one of my close friends who has been in a couple of other videos. You can find him on the channel. But we started a channel. It was called Party Block Anthem. It was a Minecraft channel, and he really liked LMFAO as a band. We thought it was a brilliant name. I'm gonna be real. It's not. It actually is. It's a clever name, right? It's a clever name. I guarantee if you search that around, you'll 100% find like some Minecraft song parody of that exact same name. But we started that channel a long time ago. We uploaded 1 or 2 videos. I don't even remember what they were, to be honest with you. And that was the end. That was the end. He contacted me the next day. He was like, yeah, I don't really think this is for me. And I was like, oh, okay. And I really, really enjoyed it. So that next year, I kind of decided I'm going to start my own thing. That was when I started this channel. And I started just uploading. I was primarily a Minecraft creator. When I say primarily, I was only a Minecraft creator. Some of my old videos, I kept all my I've deleted maybe 4 videos from my channel solely because they were so bad that I couldn't look at them anymore. But my first video is still on there. You can go back and you can find it. It was a Minecraft video doing a custom map, Monarch of Madness, with one of my friends. Not the friend that I did the Party Block Anthem channel with. But it was a Minecraft channel. I was definitely, trying to compete with the Yogscasts of the world and, the Sky Does Minecraft people, stuff like that. Because when you're young, you think that, there's a bit of invincibility to you, right? You think that you have what it takes to do everything, when in reality, I didn't have what it takes. I still don't have what it takes. I'll still account a lot of the success that I've had on YouTube to complete and utter pure luck, which is something that I'll talk a little bit about later when we get into kind of like my schedule, day in and day out. But moving forward, I ended up taking like a 2-year break from YouTube. It was something that just in general, my life was going in a direction where I didn't want to do it anymore. And there were a lot of circumstances between that as to why I stopped. But then it was, let's see, at this point, it was maybe 6 years ago-ish. That sounds crazy when I say that. 6 years ago? Closer to 5 years ago, it feels like. But 5-ish years ago, I don't know, I had a realization that I missed doing this. So I decided to restart it. And that was around where I had discovered The Binding of Isaac from B000100. Many of you know him as a Minecraft creator. Guy has over 100 Binding of Isaac videos on his channel. I was a big B-Dubs fan. Still am a big B-Dubs fan. I've been really, really enjoying all of the Hermitcraft Season 7 videos that have been coming out. Been watching those while I'm doing homework and things like that. Just got them on in the background. But still a big B-Dubs fan. Great guy, great content creator. One of my big inspirations for my channel in general. But I uncovered The Binding of Isaac from him. I decided, hey, this is something I could do. Just sit, talk about life while playing Isaac. So I bought the game on PS4. I had 100%ed it on PS4 before I even made the decision to come back to YouTube. And when I came back to YouTube, I decided instead of trying to record it on PS4, I'm just going to record it on PC. I bought it on PC. So I had played all of the game on PS4 with a controller, switched to PC, played it once with keyboard and mouse, even though, you don't really use mouse. And immediately I was like, this is so much better. And I have not played Isaac with a controller since. So whenever somebody, tells me, they're like, well, you should play Isaac with a controller. I'm like, you know what? Been there, done that. Negative 256 loss streak with the Lost on regular Rebirth back on PS4. I don't need to go back to that ever again. But that kind of started the new era of my channel, the Isaac, the that kind of new content, roguelite. I was doing some Don't Starve back then. Town of Salem was a big series that I would do for a little bit. It was just a lot of different, more variety-based content instead of just the straight Minecraft, which was good, right? It was good. But moving forward, when I went to college, a lot of, that's when my channel really started to pick up. I had hit, it was around 1,000 subs on YouTube my freshman year of college 4 years ago. And I was starting to amass a community. I started live streaming on YouTube because I had the internet too while I was at school. And I had come around to a friend in school, Rystar. You may know him from various Unusual Crew videos. He doesn't make content anymore, sadly, but he had, we got to talking, and he was talking about how he really wanted to start doing YouTube. So I kind of talked with him, and I was like, hey, we could go in on something together here and kind of do like a live stream on Sundays kind of thing, where we do kind of 2 segments of it. One segment is a modded Minecraft type thing. The other segment is just some random variety 2-player game. So we started, it was a stream called Survive and Thrive with Ryan Ty, which, looking back, horrible name again. I've never been really good at naming anything, to be fair. But we started that, did the streams on YouTube for a little bit, and then he kind of dropped off. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. But I was enjoying the streaming. I thought that was a lot of fun. So I kind of told my chat, hey, you get me to 50 follows on Twitch, I'll switch to Twitch, which was something that I'd wanted to do, but YouTube streaming is really easy when you already have YouTube. And you already have a community on YouTube. It's difficult to get people to Twitch, even today. Like, a lot of people will see this video, whereas a lot of people will not see my Twitch stuff. So I had to kind of convince people to do so. Well, we got in a day. 50 follows immediately that day. That was when the community was growing. I was averaging around 50 viewers on those YouTube streams at the time. So I switched to Twitch, and that's when kind of the everyday, 2-a-day content started going, and that kind of brings us to today. But it's definitely not, when you think about being a YouTuber, content creator, it's not a easy ride, and I think that that's something that a lot of people they have skewed understandings of, right? Some people see online the Ninja gets $10 million, $10 billion, whatever the hell dollar deal he got from Microsoft to switch to Mixer. They see that and they go, God, how hard can it be? He's just playing video games and talking in front of a camera, right? How hard can it be? That guy doesn't deserve the money. That guy doesn't deserve. But what you don't see is the amount of work that goes into this stuff on the back end. And I'm not going to use Ninja as an example. I'm going to use myself as an example. How I got my biggest jump on YouTube was from those top 10 videos back in the day. I was editing those with a Vegas Pro that a friend gave to me. Like there's like an activation code on it. He had bought it, or his dad had bought it or something, and then he gave me the code so I could use it to edit my videos. So I'm using like this twice removed Vegas Pro because I couldn't afford an actual editing software to edit these, crappily thrown together. I had no design experience. Crappily thrown together top 10 videos for Isaac that ended up going viral. But it's the idea of even doing the top 10. Right? Which is something that today they're all over, but back then they weren't. It was something that nobody was doing them. That's looking back at when those videos released, the only people that were doing top 10s in this kind of genre was Penta and I, which is, we ended up hooking up and starting collaboration content together, which was good. But you have to kind of have ideas to make it in this industry. There's something about knowing how to do it versus knowing, there's the difference. I'm not sure how I want to word this. There's a difference between the technical behind it and the difference between the creativity behind it. Anyone can open OBS and stream their game to Twitch, right? That's the easy part. The hard part is when you have the stream going, what do you say the entire time? How do you convince people to stay? How do you make a show while you're playing, or on the YouTube video? How do you convince people to not leave after the first 10 seconds, right? You have to tie them in. You have to bring them in. You have to keep them there. And that's what makes YouTube difficult, and content creating in general difficult, is the gravitational pull of keeping them, right? Once they're there, I get a lot of impressions. I get millions of impressions on YouTube. The amount of different people that have watched my content is huge. The amount of people that actually subscribe, way, way less. And that's not something unique with me. That's something that is the same with literally everybody, right? So it's hard. It's hard to get to that point. And I feel like a lot of people, when they start making content, they get discouraged really easily. And they go, I want to start making content. They ask me, what tips do you have, right? And I tell them the same thing over and over. I say, keep a schedule and don't get discouraged. Because the biggest part of doing this is actually doing it. A lot of people think that they can become a content creator by streaming once a week and, maybe cutting that stream into 4 crappy YouTube videos that they upload and then moving on with their day, right? You're never going to do that. If you have a set scheduled upload and you're putting effort in, then, there's a chance that someone will see you. And even then, it's a low chance. I mean, it's pure luck as to whether or not at times this stuff actually happens, right? Which is sad, but it's the truth. And I do think that one of the main things with content creating is motivation, right? And it's something that even I still struggle with this at times. It's one of the core things as a content creator that people don't realize is there's a level of motivation for what you're doing that you have to hit. It's difficult at times to sit down in front of the keyboard and just start doing it, right? It's the same thing with, you're practicing guitar, right? Once you sit down, grab the guitar and start strumming, you're going to play the guitar, right? But when you're sitting in the kitchen and you're eating a cookie, right? And you're thinking about going and playing guitar, you have way less motivation to go up there and grab the guitar and start practicing, but you know you're never going to get good unless you actually start doing it. It's the same kind of thing with recording and making content. When you do it regularly and you keep that schedule, like I said, then it becomes second nature and you just start to be able to sit down and then get into it and get going. It takes practice. All of this stuff takes practice, which is something that a lot of people don't necessarily understand. But that brings me into kind of the life as a YouTuber thing, is what all does it entail to do what we do? So for me personally, when I sit down to record a video, first of all, I use OBS. It's a free open source recording software. It's really good in my opinion. There's other paid software that you can use to record, but for the most part, I mean, if you ask most content creators, this is the software that they are using. It's easy to use, it's fast, and most importantly, it's free, to just be blunt. But I use that. The settings and all of that, look, you can find various things online for optimal settings in OBS, but a lot of it depends on your system itself. I started with a recommended settings and then have tweaked it to kind of, have it be where I want my quality to be and things like that. But I use OBS. Keeping a schedule, I tend to do the 2-a-day uploads because that's what I can do feasibly with my life. What's difficult is, not everyone, when you're starting this out, really, there's a difference between starting it young and starting it when you're older, right? Because when you're older, you're likely in a job already, which makes it even more difficult. You don't have the time to pour into doing this. When you're younger and you're just in school, and it's not to say the school is harder, right, or more time consuming. In a lot of ways, it can be, because your freedom is limited a little bit. Not sure where I want to lead with that one. That's what's tough, dude. That's what's tough is everyone has very different experiences with this. I know, like, for instance, Rito, Retromation, good friend of mine. He had quit his job. He's doing YouTube full time right now, which is awesome. Could not be any more proud of him for making that switch, and he's absolutely killing it on YouTube right now. Go show that man some support. But making that switch, right, is the difficult part, because you move from something that is, you're doing 1-2 videos a day to now you're doing 3-4 videos a day, right? You're moving from 2 streams a week to 4 streams a week. You're ramping up everything, and there's a burnout that comes with this too. Sometimes when I'm making a lot of videos and just like dumping content, there reaches the day you just wake up and you go, I don't know if I can do this today. I don't know if I can sit down and record a video today. And that happens. And you might think that it doesn't, but it's the exact same with other things in life. There are days where you don't want to go to work, right? But the issue is you're self-employed. So you can't afford to have those moments, but there's nobody to really yell at you for it. If you don't go to work, you're going to get fired. If you don't record the video, what's going to happen? You're just losing out on it, but nobody's giving you a direct consequence in that current moment. Now, I'm lucky, okay? I don't do YouTube as a job, right? I do it as a hobby. I'm a full-time student and will be a full-time worker later this year. So it's a little bit different for me to talk about that, and I feel like in a lot of ways I'm maybe not even the right person to talk about this. But I also have a general understanding of how that goes. Because I feel it, right? There are times where I should be doing homework or should be studying for an exam, but I think, oh, I don't have 2 videos uploaded for tomorrow. Oh, I don't have this great idea that I had. So there's a lot of give and take that you have to do and balance, and that's another big thing with content creating is work-life balance. Having the decision to record, do content instead of doing other responsibilities in life. And most of the time, those other responsibilities are going to be more important unless you're doing it as a full-time job. But that can be difficult to balance that. And especially when it's a time-consuming job and hobby, content creating. With every video, so when I sit down and record a video, like I said, use OBS. I record my audio, obviously, with my video, but a lot of content creators don't. They'll record video and then do audio over it like I'm doing right now. I will do my video and audio together unless it's some kind of weird, video like my top 10s, things like that. Then I'll do it separate and I'll edit it together. But after I record, I then throw it through Vegas Pro to throw, an intro and an end screen on it. That takes like upwards of an hour to render. Then the upload process is, making thumbnails, things like that. That takes even more time. So each video, it might be a half-hour video, but it takes, an hour and a half to do everything for it, right? And there's a little bit of, it gets easier when you have a series and you can do the same thumbnail but change a couple things on it. Gets a hell of a lot easier. But to do that first thumbnail can be a little bit more difficult, right? It can be a little bit more difficult. So what I really want to get to is kind of just, the difference between being a content creator and just being a normal person. And I think it's something that a lot of people, I'll have people come into the Discord and they'll be like, hi, I'm here because I saw this video. And I'll reply and I'll be like, glad you're here. And they're like, oh my God, it's you. It's actually you. Bow down to you. You're a god, kind of thing. And it's like, okay, no, no, I'm not. I'm just a normal guy sitting here. But people have this skewed understanding that I'm doing something different. I'm still waking up at 10 after setting an alarm for 9 because I stayed up too late recording the Minecraft footage in the background of this video instead of going to bed like a normal human being. I'm still making dinner and taking the time to cook the food instead of, it falling from the sky on top of me. I don't know. Where do people think we get food from? Does everyone think we just order it? Because, a lot of people do that in this industry, but that's neither here nor there, to be honest with you. But there's definitely a big divide, I guess, with YouTube when it comes to the popularity and fans, right? Because fans think that there's, when they get to know you, it's different. But in the beginning, they think that you're something bigger than what you are. And that's going to scale whenever you're a small content creator. And I'm talking like 1,000 subs, right? People expect small content creators to stay and be like themselves, right? Because they're small, right? But once you hit, 30,000 subs, people start to treat you completely differently. And it's the strangest thing. And I can tell you because I've experienced it. I used to be a small content creator and nobody thought differently about me versus another person because they understood that it was kind of just common knowledge that I was working to get this stuff figured out. It was a slow process to get to the growth. It was the seeing the growth in real time. It was, the crappy audio and crappy video and bad videos thing. But once you start to be more professional, people start to think really, really differently of you. And it's strange. It really is strange. And that's why I try to not have that vibe in my videos. But it sometimes, professionalism will always be more professional than unprofessionalism. It's a stupid statement to even say, but it kind of is what it is. I feel like I'm running out of time for this video, so I might do part 2 to this one, and just continue talking about some more various things, because I haven't even hit like half of the things on my list that I wanted to talk about, which is like getting games from devs, and YouTube versus Twitch, and Discord in general as a tool. But I wanted to not have these videos be an hour and a half long, so let me know what you think about it. I'm gonna upload this sometime. I'll have to edit it together and things like that with the footage in the background, but hopefully you enjoyed, and let me know what you think about a possible next one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the future. Goodbye.